Wherever you are, enlightenment is there. Faith Vigil Solidarity is this Wednesday, Courthouse Square. If you'd like to come, some of us will be there. Evan, my son, is coming up tomorrow. He's filming for a little bit so I can go to the vigil, and so I'll be here on for Tuesday Sunday too. And anyway, it's nice. The family's pitching in. Saturday is no kings. That's it. Saturday. The world is crazy and just what it is. So we have the teachings to help us find appropriate response. Today is the final teaching that I'm going to be doing on Yogacara, as far as I know. Thursday, Erica is going to be talking. I'll be here. Next Tuesday, Debbie and Malcolm are going to give a talk, and Thursday, Rachel's giving a talk. So I'm really looking forward to it. And is there anything else? Oh, and please, there's a card over there to thank the Russian River Zendo and Tony Patchell for the wonderful bells and the cloud zabutons and zafus. So if you could just write your name and say thank you if you want to. So I'm going to do a little review about the Yogacara. A quick, it's a teaching we've been doing that's a bridge between early Buddhism and present and Mahayana Buddhism, which is what this tradition is Mahayana, and the Bodhisattva ideal comes forward in Mahayana, although it's always been there. Of course, it has been. Just be kind, take care of people. And there's a wonderful vow that I wanted us to chant at the end, and we don't have the handout. So but we can do it on shared screen. So we could just hum along, or some of us can gather up by the computer, and we'll just do, just because mostly I just want us. It's a beautiful something by A.H. Dogen, who founded this lineage, and sometime we'll spend more time studying it, but just to hear things feels important. They're ancient and they're old, and how it resonates in the body. So we'll do that at the end. Okay, so here's the review. Final chapters. Vasubandhu's, we're doing his 30 verses. This is verse 24 through 30. The complete realized nature of all phenomena, of all things, is thusness. I gave a whole talk about this at the all day sit. You can, if you really want to know what it is, you can go listen to the talk. They have a council meeting. I think that's what's happening. And since that's the true nature of everything, is that everything is empty, Yogacara has been teaching it because this is always so. Everything, because we cognize and see in dualities, it's all projection. It's all our mind making up our small mind, trying really, really hard to make sense of this amazing, vast mystery of everything. And so it's believing all of our stories that came to us through our culture and our family and the moment and the 100 million things that are showing up in this moment. And then we go to wars and we do all kinds of crazy things. Yogacara is basically, and Buddhism is basically saying, how's that going for you? And would you like, you might want to pay attention. Okay. That's verse 25. Verse 26. How are we bound? This is Ben Connolly. As long as consciousness does not rest in projection only, the tendencies of grasping self and other will not cease. So consciousness. I am a conscious being. You are a conscious being. You are a thinking being. You are a figuring out being. We want to know what's going on, right? And that's our job. Please think about things, but know the limitations of it. As long as we don't have some place for it to rest, to sit this body, heart, mind that wants and doesn't want, and to sit it down in the deep seat of Buddha and rest and open-heartedness, it's just going to suffer, you know? It's just, we all kind of know this, right? Just come back, take a breath, be intimate with what we're making, that we're making it all up, and just let go of grasping at the center of our experience, of our self-centeredness, of our referencing me. But doesn't mean don't take care of me. Please take care of everything. But it shifts. Verse 27, by conceiving what you put before you to be projection only, you do not rest in just this. Just rest in just this. Study and know fear and anger and anxiety and unsettledness and pleasant and unpleasant. Just know it for the sake of the whole world. Okay. Be intimate with it and taste those places where you can just feel there's spaciousness. There's more room than this grasping mind. And be kind to it. It's trying so hard. We're trying so hard. Everybody's trying so hard. He was trying so hard to help me. And settle into a vast sense of connection, just this only, and give our heart an effort to just things as it is. Just keep coming back. I said to him, could you turn it down? Because we're turn it down. You can go over there. And he looked at me and he said, the sun's out there. It's hot over there. It was like I was completely not getting his reality, you know. It was anyway. That's what we do all the miss. Okay, verse 28. When consciousness does not perceive an object, then it rests in object only. When consciousness is not bound up in its own ideas about what's going on and what it thinks is happening, and that I've got it and somebody else should cooperate in the way that I think they should cooperate, then there's nothing to grasp and there is no grasping. So then our conscious mind, what happened is my conscious mind in that interaction, which was quite intimate, is my mind began to soften and so did his. It was just more space and room. And the beautiful thing is in this teaching is it's so clear that it's not that your sense gates and your body and your perceiving and your comparing stops. It's just your relationship to it is different. Anger is still anger when it arises. It's just not your anger. It's just anger. Oh, anger is arising. Oh, confusion is arising. Oh, opinions are arising. I more and more am just sort of delighted and blown away and humbled by how many opinions I have. Just after all these years, I just paying attention about everything. I mean, that's just what we do. We have opinions about everything. The nice thing is that as this thinking small mind, as Suzuki Roshi called it, calms down, the natural nature of everything is interconnected and kind, and its nature is love. And it just wants to be compassionate and loving. So the more we can catch it instead of running with it or letting it run with us and just take a breath, there's more space. And then there's a different response that happens. And then when this doesn't happen, that doesn't happen. When this happens, that happens. Just study it. The more you can not get caught up in judging it and whether you got it right or wrong, that just keeps the whole thing going. But then as soon as you catch it, just take a breath. Rest in awareness that all habits, all karmas are absolutely and intimately interconnected, connected. The collective is the individual is the collective, the relative is the universal. It's just mystery flashing each moment through exactly the particulars of your body, heart, and mind and what's in front of you. 29, we're getting to 30. 29, without thought, without conception, this is the supramundane awareness, the overturning of the root, the ending of the two barriers. The two barriers are afflictive emotions. We all got them, study them, and the barrier of delusion. We are all, Buddhas are not deluded. Buddhists just know they're deluded. When I read that, that still delights me. Buddhists don't get over being deluded. They just know they're deluded. Isn't that so kind? It just feels really kind. It just makes you want to be kind to yourself in there. Yeah, deluded. Okay. So a supramundane awareness is the awareness of a bodhisattva. A bodhisattva knows, what a bodhisattva knows is that a bodhisattva knows is awake or waking up to when we're selfing and when we're othering. Just come back. That's just the ongoing practice of a bodhisattva. Flow in not knowing. And while all this is going on, because it's not going to stop, it's not going to stop. You can't put your finger in the dike. I'm sorry if I'm going on and on, but it delights me because we still keep trying. I mean, and we should keep trying. I mean, if there's a war, try to put your finger in the dike, for goodness sakes. I was going to swear, but pay attention to your state of mind when you're doing it. You know, this doesn't mean being passive. It means that what happens is that you can find an appropriate response, and instead of hopefully doing the same old thing, which keeps the whole thing turning and creates more karma and back and forth and harm, is that there's something fresh that arises, and something arises that instead of conflict or whatever, there's just more peace and harmony and goodwill, which is what we all really want, I think. The more we practice, we're told that we can overturn it at the root. There's transformation at the base. I've been doing this for a long time. Are we there yet? I'm kinder than I used to be, and there's more space than there used to be, and you catch it a little faster, but not all the time. But there is just, so that's where we're going to get to the vowing part of this in a minute. And 30, it is inconceivable, wholesome, unstained, and constant, what we're talking about. It, this, thusness, goodness, love never goes away. There is no end to it. There's no boundary to it. There's no beginning. There's no end. It's just isness. And the nature of it is, because it's interconnected, is compassion and kindness. The blissful body of liberation, the Dharma body of the great sage, which is the Dharma body of the Buddha, which is the entire world is Buddha's body. So that's why, I mean, I love that it's on the website. The entire world is Buddha's body. That's from Dogen. You just find these little things and you just carry them with you. You just say, not always so, or is that so, or I don't know, or or whatever you want to carry with you, because it could change. But I know I also carry some things that have been coming up for me for the last 50, 40, you know, it's just there, and it helps me remember when I'm going into one of my states. Okay. So here's Ben's from Ben's Yogacara commentary. Here's his epilogue. Meditation and compassionate action of the 30 verses. This is not passive, okay? 4 principal practices. You want to know them?
Mhm.
You have to say yes. It's call and response. We're not a Baptist church, but we can whatever we. Okay, first one. Develop awareness of the power of the storehouse. Use the mind to understand how each moment is conditioned and be aware of what's arising in your mind. Just the power of this, the power of karmic streaming, the power of selfing, the power of Chris being Chris and all the karmic conditions that arise in this moment, and the power of vow, which we'll get to in a minute, whatever way you want to call this. Just be aware of how powerful this is and how powerful habit patterns are. And forgive yourself and pay attention. The arising of consciousness, each moment, immense, mysterious. That's number 1. 2, mindfulness of phenomena, being awake, paying attention. Thoughts and emotions seem to appear and disappear. They do, don't they? They look like they're going somewhere, something rising, something disappearing. It's all just a river. It's like sit down in nature and just be penetrated by the sounds and the smells and the thoughts and the feelings and try to make it linear. I mean, we do have that's why we sit zazen. Body, breath, thoughts, feelings, emotions, beneficial, afflictive, and then just notice the stories. We got 100,000,000 of them, and we all have favorites. And they all sound different, but it's like, oh, I know this song. Pay attention with kindness. Number 3, develop awareness of the dependent nature of things. It's not about you. I know it's shocking. That's one of your mantras. And of course it's about you, it's take responsibility. But we do that side of it. But the other, it's not, this is just keep letting go. It's not about you. It's about the whole world of manifesting in this very moment through you, through this moment, through the mystery of just this. And it is funny and it is sad. I mean, that to me is, after decades of meditation, it's way funnier, I think, than I used to think it is. And it's way sadder. You just get so sad sometimes you can hardly stand it. You just want to fall on your knees and wail, which is how I feel a lot these days. So it's good. I can cry. I mean, I can laugh too. I can do both. They're completely interconnected, which is why we do 4 non-dual meditation. We are always already an expression of the vast web of interconnection, and it's inconceivable. We sit zazen, we breathe in, we breathe out, we let go. Just breathe it all in. Here I am. Here the whole world is. Breathe out. Just Suzuki Roshi says, die at the end of the exhale. Just let go. Complete, profound, don't know. Sit in the awesomeness of interpenetration. Sit in the awesomeness of interpenetration. And the radical empowerment, this has been, of we have the capacity to create beneficial intention. We have, each one of us in each moment, the capacity to create beneficial intention and to create in each moment the world that we all know is possible. You may despair, you may whatever, whatever is it's already here. We just keep aligning with it. So here's Suzuki Roshi again. I lost the page, but I marked down the page. Way more clever than I thought. When we find the joy of life in our composure, we don't know what it is. We don't understand anything. Then our mind is very great and very wide. Our mind is open to everything. So it is big enough to know before we know something. Isn't that great? It's big enough to know something before we know something. Suzuki Roshi calls that the intuitive body. Mm. And it's, you know when it happens. There's some response that happens that surprises you because it's you, but it's not you. And it's like, wow, where did that come from? Mm-hmm. And then more and more, that's what you entrust yourself to, because you do have this faith that all of these teachings aren't just somebody talking about something. It's the direct experience of, yeah, I can just rest and open. I can keep surprising this self by the mystery and the wondrousness. Our mind is open to everything, so it is big enough to know before we know something. We are grateful even before we have something. We are grateful even before we have something. Gratitude and wonder. Even before we know enlightenment, we are happy to practice our way. Otherwise, we cannot attain anything in its true sense. Thank you very much. I think people love Suzuki Roshi because, I mean, he wasn't perfect and he made mistakes, but I do think that he embodied this and that people stayed. And the whole Zen Center was built on just this little guy who came from Japan who believed these teachings and practiced it and just said, just keep doing it. So, okay. But do what you need to do. So here's what I thought we would do, imperfectly, but we're going to do it. So Eihei Dogen wrote the words for arousing the vow. So for me, this is helpful for me. This may not be helpful for you, but maybe some of it will be helpful. Is what keeps me stable and steady is vow. And you can, my vow, I could just say is I want to be a kinder person. My vow is I would like to do as little harm as possible. My vow is I would like to be mindful and awake of the power of my karmic activity. And I would like to be, and I just want to keep coming back and understanding that this isn't about me and I need, anyway, all of those things is like, yes, I will. It's just, yes, I will. That's what Suzuki Roshi says. He says, if you think you can't do this, wait a minute. If you can do it, it's these things, it's arrogance. If you think you can't do it, it's arrogance, because it's just yourself bargaining. It comes from your heart. I mean, whatever it is, you just say it from your heart, whatever your language is, because you just want to be a good person without anything extra. So these are his words for arousing the vow. And I thought that we would, and then Kristen said that because she just came from Green Gulch, that they now do this before the lecture.
And we did it, yeah, but before every Dharma talk.
Yeah. And it's part of it. I mean, it's part of when you do transmission.
Not in Shin, but did we do it in Shin? I can't remember. We did it in practice period.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shin too.
Yeah. So, and when you do transmission, which is sort of the innermost part of this Zen thing, this is a really important piece of it. So it's kind of like the heart of. We did early Buddhism, we did Yogacara, and now Mahayana. It's pointing. So let's just chant it together. And if you guys want to, we could all just huddle around the TV. I mean, it's kind of it's not, or if you just want to sit there and just listen.
Yeah.
Can you see? Oh, can we make it bigger?
We can.
We can't?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, we can. Oh, good.
Oh, yeah, we can make it so big.
You can bring it close too. Sit in front of the altar. I mean, just like
a slumber party.
Yeah, it's like a slumber party. Should we turn the lights on? Would that make it better?
We should be able to get rid of that thing.
Okay.
I don't.
So we'll all just chant along, and I'll ring the bells and I'll announce it. Eihei kosu hotsugamon. We vow with all beings from this life on throughout countless lives to hear the true Dharma, that upon hearing it, no doubt will arise in us, nor will we lack in faith, that upon meeting it, we shall renounce worldly affairs and maintain the Buddha Dharma, and that in doing so, the great earth and all living beings together will attain the Buddha way. Although our past evil karma has greatly accumulated, indeed being the cause and condition of obstacles in practicing the way, may all Buddhas and ancestors who have attained the Buddha way be compassionate to us and free us from karmic effects, allowing us to practice the way without hindrance. May they share with us their compassion, which fills the boundless universe with the virtue of their enlightenment and teachings. Buddhas and ancestors of old were as we in the future shall be Buddhas and ancestors. Revering Buddhas and ancestors, we are one Buddha and one ancestor. Awakening Bodhi mind, we are one Bodhi mind. Because they extend their compassion to us freely and without limit, we are able to attain Buddhahood and let go of that attainment. Therefore, the Chan Master Lumya said, those who in past lives were not enlightened will now be enlightened. In this life, save the body, which is the fruit of many lives. Before Buddhas were enlightened, they were the same as we. Enlightened people of today are exactly as those of old. Quietly explore the farthest reaches of these causes and conditions, as this practice is the exact transmission of a verified Buddha. Confessing and repenting in this way, one never fails to receive profound help from all Buddhas and ancestors. By revealing and disclosing our lack of faith and practice before the Buddha, we melt away the root of transgressions by the power of our confession and repentance. This is the pure and simple color of true practice, the true mind of faith, of the true body of faith. That may have trigger words in it like evil, you know, you can notice where you have trigger words that brings up stuff. That's okay. But basically, that's the Yogacara. It's just saying, pay attention. You're already Buddha, everybody's Buddha. This is Buddha's body. And this has been going on forever. Buddhas of old, ancestors, they aren't out there someplace. This is it, folks. And the more that we have faith in this, not blind faith, but some kind of trust that there's something going on here bigger than me, then we enter mystery, and then we just keep asking, what is it? How do I do it? Whoops, that hurt. Whoops. Oh, what happened? What? I mean, okay, I think maybe you get it. It's not so complicated, and living it is why we need Sangha and why we need help and teachings. So we've got 15 minutes. Should we go in small groups or should we have a large group discussion? What would be
Large.
large?
Too large.
Large? I know you're large. Okay, why don't we just, well, the question I was gonna ask you is Suzuki Roshi says, yes, I will. Is what in your life, or what have you heard or learned? What's in your deepest heart can you say yes to wholeheartedly? What do you say yes to wholeheartedly? But that's just my question. So let's just whatever you want to bring up. And you don't have to be good Buddhists and agree with everything.
I think for me, it's, yes, I'll come back.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, as you put it, to step back,
Uh-huh.
pause, listen, look,
Mm,
hear,
mm,
then proceed.
That's nice.
Over and over and over and over and over and over.
Thank you. So Joe put her hand up. Go, Joe.
Right now, I'm trying to say yes to change.
Mm. Yep.
As challenging as that is.
Forever. And
No.
sometimes it's like not so hard, and sometimes it's just can just be hard. Just forgiveness and kindness. I don't like it. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, and we wish you well and bless you in change.
One of the first times Chris ever said just this, just resonated so powerfully with me. It's like, it just erased a lot of questions all of a sudden, and a lot of unfamiliarity with where do I need to go, or what do I need to do. So when I walk through that door, when I come here, or when I walk through the door of my house, I say, just this,
Mm,
and let's lot in.
Thank you. I've been thinking of you and others who are caregivers these last few days. What a practice that is. I'm humbled and in awe. Yeah, just this.
It's comforting for me to know, as I read this, that I will be the ancestors and the Buddhas. And so I have a long time to become patient. And
Oh.
it will continue.
Oh,
And that might be, in my mind at this point, but very comforting.
that's very sweet. And for Kyle, in this moment, everything you said, and I also, when you were saying it, Kyle's your name is in the lineage chart along with everybody else, so all those people that we're putting up on high, that they're us in some times. That's why you see everybody as Buddhas, like be nice to that guy out there. That guy. So yeah, and that's really sweet about patience. Just a Buddha shining my Buddhahood.
One of the things that came up for me is you have to be humble about everything, and when I have like emotions come up, and there is like, darn, or it's like, I don't like this emotion. I remember this the end of this poem. It kind of resonates with me quite often. It's and the last line of the poem is, "These failures are my job." It's like that. It's like I have to do. It's like it's my job. It's my job.
Like, thank you, Buddha.
Thank you, Buddha. Yeah.
Yeah. And life is one continuous mistake. I think of that a lot. And fall down on the ground and get up by the ground. There's so much in it. We can so get tied up in enlightenment stories or whatever it is that we set ourselves up against. But there's so much in these teachings that is just earth and humility, and yeah. And I also want to say, because everybody is on the lineage chart, no matter whether you have one of these, or you take vows, or you don't take vows, or I mean, everybody and everything is, the whole world is Buddha's body. So it feels really important to not set one thing up against the other. And it's kind of cool that when, maybe I should have stopped there. It's kind of, it's kind of cool, because there is this lineage chart, and it goes, and it starts, I mean, that's part is it starts with Shakyamuni Buddha, and then it goes down, and then it goes through a whole bunch of ancestors, and then it goes through Dogen, and then it goes through a whole bunch more, and then it goes through uh, Suzuki Roshi, and then in this case, it goes through Mel Weissman, and then Norman Fisher, and then through me. And I mean, in this particular case, and then your name's right there. And I'm only saying that not because you should, it's more special than anybody else, but it is kind of amazing that it's just us, folks. It's just us. And take responsibility and forgive yourself a lot. Yeah, Mary, you have to unmute.
Okay. I am curious how, say, I'm part of the United States, and what the United States is doing. I can act against that, by protests and things like that if I don't like it. But in fact, I am part of it. And I'm just curious how, you can take care, I can take care of my own life, which takes up a great deal of my time. But then I feel the need to extend in say the case of Iran or many places, where and also, it brings up the question of bad, like I may think that someone is a bad person for inflicting this on so many people. And I don't, so my finding my relationship to bad in that way, I'm interested in what you have to say about that, or what anybody has to say about it.
I'm going to start with that. Mary Kunoff has probably been practicing. Mary Kunoff is probably one of the most senior practitioners in this room. Mary's been practicing forever.
But it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't. It doesn't make any difference.
And you asked the question, and we're all asking the question, and you asked it for all of us, and it's heartbreaking, and it's a question that we have to keep asking forever, and to not turn away, and to be tenderized by it, and to meet the self, and to know that this self is meeting the whole world, and each person's going to meet it differently. It's like when I'm taking care of Bruce, and he's in pain. I mean, one, I wish he'd get over being in pain. I mean, that's the one. What is, because it's hard to be with somebody when they're in pain. And I just think I'm with this is not theoretical. I mean, this is somebody who's in pain, and how am I going to respond? And then how I respond, and I get to watch the whole, array of it. And then it's like dedicating it to, because I know that there are people in pain all over the world, and they're in situations where, not in a nice cozy bed and a safe roof and food. And I mean, so for me, it's really helpful no matter what I'm doing. If I'm cooking dinner, I'm cooking it for the whole world. And and when I'm confused, I'm waking up in the midst of it, coming back over and over for the sake of the whole world. So and that's basically what Tonglen is too, is you breathe in the pain, you create a big space, it's a Tibetan practice, you create a big space, ocean or a sky, and then you imagine the pain as, and it's sometimes said to imagine it as dark and heavy and black smoke. Like that doesn't always work for me, but that's the traditional one. And then you breathe it in. You're not breathing it into yourself. You're breathing it in. You're like a transformation machine, but you're not a machine. Is you breathe it in for the sake of all beings, and then you send out the beneficial wishes. So you're transforming it in that practice. It's a very beautiful, powerful practice, and Pema teaches it, and others you could find it. But for me, that often just becomes whatever this is. My vow is I'm dedicated to waking up in the midst of this for all beings, which is a transformation in itself. So that's, I don't know, Mary. I'm just glad we get to do this together, and that we all can just be brokenhearted together and angry and want everybody to be safe, and to keep asking the question is, what do we do with the ones that we're othering? You know, how do we? Yeah, so thank you. I had this thought the other day. When ICE was being set into, I don't want us to go down a political road, but I mean, we can do what we want. But I thought, if I was at the airport and I saw an ICE person, what would I do? I mean, I mean, and I wouldn't know. I don't know, but it's a question, because I mean, I know when I went down and ICE was coming in, when we thought they were coming into Oakland, because I've worked with vets mostly. I just felt worry for all of us, but I also didn't see somebody abusing somebody. You know, I mean, it's important to ask these questions before it happens, and then you still don't know, but you should ask them. I mean, if they're there.
Well, thank you for providing this space for us to come together.
Yep.
It means a lot to me, I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm.
My little baby step on that, thinking about what is bad, is noticing my own tendencies for separation and othering. And, it might seem like, oh, it's not a big deal that you're sitting here next to this guy and wishing he wasn't there, but then you sit with it and you're like, oh, I'm wishing this person was gone, and heaven forbid I had any power, and 2 days later, I'm like, oh, okay, now I've talked to this person, like, who cares if,
Oh, because you just came out of sashimi.
this was during practice period.
Yeah,
Here
yeah.
I am in this, and I'm wishing
Living in a
this
war
dude
zone
next to
or
me
the
wasn't
airport.
sitting next to me because he's bilious, and I'm like, that's really annoying, I'm judging you, and I wish he wasn't sitting next to me. And then I talked to him at lunch, and I'm like, this is a lovely, wonderful, open-hearted human who's here. But like, if I had had power, I would have been, let's switch him out and get somebody else in there. And so just noticing those little things in me, like, heaven forbid I was president. What kind of horrible things would I do thinking I was doing good? So I don't know. That's like my baby step, is just noticing my own baloney.
See, that's why you go and sit sashimi.
Yeah, and I was gonna say earlier, but I
like
felt
that.
too dorky to say it. But my yes, I will is like, I have faith that this is it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's something that's like, yeah.
Yeah. And if you can figure out something else to do, do it. I've been through that one for years. So there must be something. You know, and for each person, it's different. And it's just so sweet to sit. That's why we have sangha or community or whatever it is that there's always somebody or something, including yourself, that will drive you crazy. And then what are you gonna do? You know, being a spiritual person becomes pretty real, which is thank you, Buddha.
And for me as an American citizen, I feel more as a citizen of the world. And I can act the way I want. I have freedom to do that here. And so my heart does go out to the people that are suffering and do what I can.
I think that's the good news in these times, is that it's making all of us pay attention over and over. And so what's the most important thing? That was Suzuki Roshi's, was always, what's the most important? That's the most important thing, but he would change all the time. But so to just keep asking, waking up for the sake of all beings. And I think, wow, we got a precious human life. You know, let's not waste it, and let's help each other. And thank you. We got more to go on Yogacara, but it's pushed me, and I've really enjoyed doing this, and I've appreciated your receptivity to when I thought that I was wandering around in the wilderness, I'd look up and you weren't looking at me like I was crazy. I appreciated it. Okay, so let's do the we're not going to do the chant at the dedication of merit for the well-being and safe passage, but each person now in your heart, what would you like to dedicate this to? Person or situation or
The children.